let me tell you what just happened. Me and my trans sister were here in this particular dog park, right over there where the shade is, where the trees are, smoking, minding our business when we noticed this guy with his dog and his daughter come through this gate and, start heading in that direction. So as he got closer to us, my trans sister was like, "Oh my God, such a lovely dog. What is your dog's name?" And so he kind of mumbled something. And then he was like, "Yeah, you need to move out of the way because the dog bites." And at that moment, the dog lurched for me. Okay. And so the dog was on a leash. So he pulled the dog back because the dogs have to be on the leash. There's a sign that says that in this particular dog park. And so I was like, "Oh my God, why would you, because the dog didn't have a muzzle on." I'm thinking, why would you bring the dog out to the dog park if well, you're in my way and you need to move? I'm like, first off, it's a public space. We can, there's no particular place and nobody's stopping you from walking through the gate. Like, you're still walking and talking to us. Like, nobody is in your way. So he gets through the gate. He very much said, "Oh, I can't believe," I was like, "Sir, it just, you talking to me, raising your voice in front of my daughter. You know what? You stay here. You stay here. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm finna drop my daughter off and I'm coming back." And I'm just thinking, okay, whatever. So, me and my trans sister, I'm like, "You want to go?" She was like, "No." So we keep smoking. So he comes back, no shirt on. He's built like a football player, attractive. Um, the female, the adult female with him is, cheerleader size. She's on the side of him. She's got her phone out. And so he's, we hear him coming up the lower road because he's like talking loud. And I'm looking like, "Oh, who's this with no shirt on?" I'm like, "Oh, it's you." So he comes up to the gate. He starts rattling the gate in front of me, like, "Come on, come on. I told you I was coming back. I told you that you was doing all this loud talking. Now I'm here now." And I'm thinking, yeah, me too. You know? So he very casually screamed out the F word the first time. Now, when he had his daughter and the dog, he used the FAGGOT word. And I'm just thinking, wow, I'm like, how would you, and I mentioned that to him because I was like, how would you use that, in front of your daughter? Well, why are y'all out here in the first place? And I'm thinking, oh, so we don't belong outside. Is that what it is, So when he came back, he was very much so using the FAGGOT word. And he got in my face. He was like, "Come on over to this field. Come on, you scared? You don't, you know how people do." Trying to bully me to leave the property to go to this vacant lot that's over here on the side. I'm like, I'm not going to no vacant lot. I ain't got time to be going to no vacant lot. So he continues to call me the FAGGOT word. He gets in my face, like, closer than this camera is, and acts like he's gonna swing and stops at the last moment right before it makes contact. Now, I have three brothers, and I was taught when you square up, you square up. I didn't flinch. Now, one time he came at me. Did I flinch? Now, the female on the side of him, she let him do that a few times. And then eventually, when she saw that I wasn't flinching, she eventually got in between us and started like pushing him, back towards the gate to go back down the road to, where he lives. Because clearly he don't live in this apartment complex or this condo complex. And so, I'm like, "Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for getting your friend and taking him off." And so he was like, "But there, he's still yelling out the FAGGOTS word." And so at this point, I'm just like, well, you know what? I don't have a problem admitting I'm a FAGGOT. So that's when I very promptly called him a BITCH. Oh my God, why did I do that? He then commenced rattling the gates. "Oh no, you calling me?" And I'm thinking, yeah, because if I'm a F, you a B. The female with him, yells out, "Leave him alone." They're FAGGOTS. She begins to start using the word, and so when he realizes that that doesn't rile me up, he then turns to me and says, "Well, where's your green card?" Now, let's pause, okay? Because at this point in the story, it's clear that you look like you come from a marginalized community. And I understand we in Hawaii. But my green card? I'm just staring at him because even I'm trying to like make sense of it to the point where his female friend turns to him and says, "But they black." thinking today's February 28th. We still in Black History Month. Last time I checked, the 13th Amendment made me a U.S. citizen. Okay, now I may have came over here as an immigrant slave, but they purposely made the 13th Amendment to make me a U.S. citizen. Now I understand what Trump is doing to your community, but the Constitution is what keeps me here. The part that really goes on about this ignorance, right, is the idea that because I'm a FAGGOT, that gives you the right to want to see blood. That gives you the right to say that I deserve to be punished by you painfully because I'm a FAGGOT. And for me, the part of me that was really resonating with me is the trans sister that was with me. She's young, much younger than me. She's in her 20s. This is a baby. You know, watching this interaction, like, is this the temperament of the world that we live in? Is this what we need to be looking forward to, where people's lifestyles now, me as a regular person, I have the right to come up to you and force you into a battle to prove why my lifestyle is wrong? That's why you're mad? That's why you're angry at me? So eventually they walk off because I'm not going to no vacant lot to fight you and you just talking. He continues to talk as he's leaving. Obviously, you know, he's yelling, you know, that's what's wrong with the world right now because of FAGGOTS like you. And I turned to him and I said, well, the world is about to get worse, so keep living. Of course, I yelled out the B word. He gets mad and yells out the F word a few more times, and in true Alexis fashion, I blow him a kiss. That riles him up, but he keeps going. You know, and it just really makes you think. Like, what world are we living in where this is acceptable behavior?